Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Fargo Moorhead Homes for Sale, your go-to source for real estate insights in North Dakota and Minnesota. I'm James Poca, host and realtor with Archer Real Estate Services, located right here in the historic 8th Street in Fargo, North Dakota. Whether you're a long-term resident or considering a move to our Prairie Paradise or Lakes Country region, staying informed is essential. Tune in every Wednesday at 5 p.m. for fresh, insightful content packed with tips, tricks, and market updates to help you navigate real estate with confidence. Let me sprinkle my Midwest charm to brighten your midweek. Don't forget to hit subscribe and activate notifications so you never miss an update. If you're searching for a home in an HOA community, you may have noticed that some of these properties sit on the market longer than expected. The big reason? Corporate Transparency Act, the TCA, a federal law that impacts financing options for buyers. The TCA is a federal law designed to increase transparency in business ownership, originally aimed at corporations, but now extending to certain homeowner associations, or HOAs. If you're considering purchasing a home in an HOA, this law could determine whether a property qualifies for traditional financing or if you'll need alternative options. Here's the key takeaway. If an HOA has one owner holding more than 20 to 25% of the units, conventional mortgages won't be an option. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac will not purchase loans for properties where a single owner exceeds the ownership limit. Instead, buyers will need cash purchase, great for investors or buyers ready to purchase outright. In-house portfolio loan, offered by some local banks and credit unions, these loans stay off the secondary market, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, making them a viable alternative. This financing challenge explains why some HOA properties remain unsold even with a strong buyer interest. Many buyers with traditional loans get denied due to this Fannie-Freddie 20-25% rule. The Corporate Transparency Act, which took effect on January 1st, 2024, requires certain business entities, including HOAs, to disclose their beneficial owners to the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. This law aims to increase transparency and prevent financial crimes, but also introduces new compliance requirements and legal risks for HOAs. Any homeowners association, condominium association, or community association that is registered as a corporation, LLC, business trust, or similar entity must file a beneficial ownership information BOI report. Even if an HOA is a nonprofit, it may still be required to comply unless it qualifies for a specific exemption, such as the tax exemption status under IRS Section 501C. What is a beneficial owner? A beneficial owner is someone who exercises substantial control over the association, i.e. the board members, decision key makers. Owners own or controls at least 25% of the HOA's assets or voting rights. This means the HOA board members could be classified as beneficial owners, requiring them to submit personal information such as full legal name, home address, birth date, government-issued ID, driver's license, passport, etc. Penalties for noncompliance. The consequences of failing to comply with the TCA are severe. $500 per day in fines for late or inaccurate filings, up to $10,000 in penalties for willful violations, and up to 2 years in federal prison for knowingly failing to report accurate information. How does this affect the HOA board members? Because the TCA identifies board members as beneficial owners, serving on an HOA board now carries additional legal responsibility. Board members may be required to file personal information with the FinCEN. They could face personal liability if the HOA fails to comply. They must ensure timely updates with the FinCEN if ownership control changes. Some community association lawyers recommend updating the HOA bylaws to automatically remove non-compliant board members to avoid penalties. What are the deadlines? HOAs formed before January 1st, 2024 must submit an initial BOI report by December 31st, 2024. New HOAs formed after January 1st, 2024 must file within 30 days of formation. Any changes in ownership or control must be reported within 30 days. While I provide valuable real estate tips and information, you should always consult with a licensed professional in that specific field for tailored advice regarding legal, financial, or other specialized areas. Again, I'm James Poca with Archer Real Estate Services. Stay curious, stay inspired, and always thanks for joining me on this journey. I'll see you next time.